Well, here we are yet again with another spectacular build. This time it's going to be fancy. Now this is probably the last video I'm going to get in before the channel turns a year old. And what a year it's been. We've built some absolutely beautiful bikes using a lot of new old stock parts and you just can't get hold of. And this video is going to be no different. Now the difference is with this bike is you're going to see some of the creme de la creme parts. They just, oh, basically if you was going back in the 90s, going into bike shops and buying these parts, they're in that condition. So this is going to be an absolute awesome video, so stick around, especially if you just want to just see shiny new old stock beautiful parts. So on that note, thank you for everyone that's been watching the videos for a year. The channel's really grown and it's just been amazing for you guys interacting, and I've enjoyed sharing my passion and building the bikes and seeing the look on people's faces once I've built them and they're like, wow. And I'm like, wow as well, because it's like I've got to work on a lot of these parts that was like around the time when I was born. So I didn't get the pleasure of really growing up and being able to play with these parts and these bikes. And now, you know, I'm in my 30s and I'm getting the pleasure of building these bikes. You know, it is what it is. It's been an amazing year. So on that note, let's crack on with this video, because this bike ain't going to build itself. So what we're building today and what we're putting on it, well, you can probably see by the thumbnail, but basically we've got another orange Prestige. Now I have built one before on the channel for a different friend. His was pretty much catalogue spec in the end, but this one's having a lot of new old stock parts. It's not catalogue spec. Technically it's a resto mod, but it's got no modern parts. This bike is just getting pimped like wow. Let's get to it. Well, here she is, an early 90s orange Prestige in a very, very nice condition. Now, I was speaking to the owner, and basically we believe, and I'm going to be honest with you, we believe it's a 92 or a 93, but it's been repainted in the 91 colours. Apparently the only difference is on the frames to do with the 91 to the 92 or 93 is the little mount just where the front met comes, the cable comes down. So I think that's the only difference on the year changes. So, but all in all, painted, stickered, absolutely amazing finish. Right, and we've already got an inch Chris King headset already pressed in. He said that was pressed in for him when he got the frame, so I don't need to play with that. And apparently it's already got a bit of Chris King grease just on the top of the seals there, so I don't need to play with that. All we're doing now is basically just building this bike with some absolute awesomeness. So on that note, let's get to the forks. In terms of forks, we're actually got on this bike, we're using Pace straight leg forks. They are absolutely beautiful. No major, well, no major scuffs, there's just no scuffs at all. This gets me on to my next subject, grease. Now, if any of you watched the last video, the Trek 4300, I mentioned my grease was gone, that's empty. Now, what did I pay for this? At the time, just for that tube, it was £16. So, it's not really, it does last a long time, but it smells nice, but didn't want to go for that this time. So I've been kind of like going back and forth in terms of grease. And what I've actually got, I'll put these forks down for a sec. What I've actually got is got one of the big Park Tool tubs. Not a bad price. And what I'm thinking of doing is cutting the bottom of that off, filling that tube up with that, because that's just a big tub, and then using my grease gun on top of that, and then I can go grease everything. Well, that's about grease, so none of that white lithium stuff or anything like that. So we wanted something that's got generally a good consistency, not too thick. It can be applied quite lightly. Don't smell that nice though, but it can be applied nicely. So what I'm doing here is putting a bit of grease just down that stanchion, just so it keeps the weather away, not where the stem's going to be, just around the actual stanchion, because it is steel, maybe prone to rusting. So anyway, that's the forks. Check this out. So that's the forks. And when I say this bike's getting pimped out, this bike's getting pimped out. So what we've got, and it's obviously a head, it's not a threaded. God, trying to find an inch threaded Chris King. Yeah, that might prove a bit difficult. I tell you, we'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, Syncross stem, and it's got one of those. It's one of those beautiful ones as well. That kind of has the cheese wedge. Nice, beautiful logos. And if the stem wasn't nice enough, and this, I don't know why I get happy with this, but oh, check. Yeah, anyway, so we're using them Syncross Eastern EA70. That's the race series Syncross bars. Absolutely immaculate. That literally weighs nothing. Nothing at all. Not only that, is actually also got, it's got a tiny bit of a scuff on the edge, but it's got the matching Syncross top cap as well. How cool is that? So with this, we can literally just go forks in, stem on, top cap on. That's nearly the front end already. I'll get them on because it is literally just slide, 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 because I want to get to the crank and bottom bracket because it'll blow your mind. Let's go. Well, I'm sitting down for this bit because this is where I've got to get serious. Drawing the line, getting serious now, that's it. So what we're fitting to this bike is we have got the M952 XTR group set. Finding this anyway in mint condition is near on impossible, especially no old stock, no scratches or anything like that. Obviously we've got that. We're going to put this on this bike, but there's something very serious to talk about where if you buy one of these cranks in mint condition. So for example, we have got an M952 mint condition XTR rear mech. If the camera will pick it up, you'll see more of this anyway, but other than a little grease splodge just there, you know, that is absolutely mint. Rings are fresh, everything. The crank arm is absolutely mint, no scratches, no, don't even look like it's had pedals fitted. Beautiful. So the bit where I'm getting serious with this is because I've seen it out there, it happens. So these cranks, you would look at that, and unless you know, or if you take it to a bike shop and things like that, they might just presume that these cranks take a standard Octolink bottom bracket. These cranks don't take a standard Octolink bottom bracket. The difference is the splines and the actual spline length are different. So I have seen it, and I'd always double check if you're going to buy one, always double check to make sure what bottom bracket this has been fitted with, because if you cram an Octolink bottom bracket into it, you're basically going to damage the crank before you damage the threads. What you actually need is what you actually need is the M952 actual specific bottom bracket for it. Now the reason being is, one, it's correct for the bike. These take the it's the V1, M952 V1 for this model of XTR. And basically you can see basically the splines are different. So obviously they're a lot shallower, and the actual spline width are like a fraction of a mil thinner. So a standard Octolink, when you cram that in, it's basically just going to damage the splines on the actual crank as well. So always be careful when you're buying one of them. And also understand that if you think you're getting a crank at a reasonable price, which, let's face it, they're not going to be cheap. When you go to find a replacement bottom bracket for a decent price, now we managed to get this. So this is not no old stock. This is second hand, but it's odd where we bought it from. I think it was Germany. It was still expensive, but that is silky smooth. Like I say, look, it's been fitted, a few light marks, but all in all, when we purchased that, it was basically said that it basically got fitted, and it was basically a show bike. So we had to go abroad for that. Now if you go on eBay right now, there's actually, I think there's one showing, and it's in the USA, and they're asking $200 just for that. So yeah, I've got some crap in my mouth. So just remember, you buy that crank, needs the correct V1 bottom bracket, M952, and they're not cheap. You'll possibly pay more for that than you would a battered second-hand crank, maybe. So on that note, that's where we are. And you will need two tools as well. You're going to need the one that fits that, which is standard Shimano, and then you're going to need the actual notch tool for the non-drive side BB. These are 68 and 73, and you will need the correct spacers for your frame as well. There is charts online for this. I didn't know off the top of my head, so I did just jump online, measure what I've got, and they're the spacers in where they need to be. You can see the non-drive side space is just a little bit thicker, so yeah, that's that. So as we go on, I'm going to get the crank in and the bottom bracket, and then we'll move on because I want to show you all the other shiny XTR bits. Then I want to get onto the brakes because we're not using that's the only part of the bike that isn't XTR, but we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, just thought I'd give you that little bit of information. Just beware when you're buying online. Right, so rear mech again, M952. Goddamn beautiful. We have got Hope jockey wheels in there, not the originals. No wrong with that. I'm not a massive fan of metal kind of jockey wheels. And then I've also got, wow, you can see your face in that. So yeah, again, you know, you just don't, usually you find that this scuffs all along the top, on the edges. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. Cranks all on, that's mint. I'm gonna get the front and rear mech on, then we can move on, and because I kind of just wanted to show you all the bits on this one. I've done a lot of build videos and spoke a lot about setting up and things like that, but this video I wanted just to show you some beautiful shiny bits and give you some tips along the way, and generally just talk to you. So we want to make sure this front mech is going to be bolted up right first time, because I don't want to put any gouges or chips in the paintwork or anything like that. And I want to make sure it's perfect, so let's just nip that up a slightest little bit. And what we're going to look for is to make sure you've got like a 3mm gap from the top ridge of that to the actual teeth, just there. So basically when you're indexing, the bottom of the inner plate doesn't catch the teeth and that. And then you want to make sure it's nice and straight. So, as they call perpendicular to the actual chainring. So when you look down, you want it so this lines up lovely. So that is, so let's nip it up, do the final check. So it's nipped up. Lovely. It's not shifted. Nope. So, slight little bit. I'll torque that up in a second. Let's get the rear derailleur on. Oh, beautiful. Oh, right, they're on. Don't know where I put the brakes. One sec. Right, what we'll do now is we'll start getting the bits on the handlebars. So, pow. Yes, 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 phone. So, shifters. XTR M952, mint condition, no scuffs, absolutely bloody beautiful. Levers, front and rear. Brake levers. They're the shifters, by the way. I think I just said levers, but they're the shifters. So, love die comp here. So what we got is brand new, no old stock. Don't know if the box has ever been opened, to be fair. Well, got open because I'd look inside, but let's slide that out. Ooh. And then if I pop this open gently, what we have inside here is, and I'll be dead gentle here, is a brand new set of SS7s in pure black. Oh, pure black, look at that. So, ooh, yeah, we'll get these on the underbars now, and then we'll flick to brake arms. Got some more new old stock. Well, let's get some beautiful stuff on the handlebars, and we'll slide them on. Ooh, come on. I don't want to go too far down because I don't want to scratch anything. That's always the worry with like super expensive bikes or super expensive parts. You've got to be so careful. So we'll get the levers on this side as well. Where's the other shifter? Alright, so here's the next one, just fresh out the packet. That one go on that side as well. And what I'll do is I'll just nip these up ever so slightly, just so they can't slide off the bars or kind of twist and turn around as well. And what I'll then do is I'll then cover the top tube, because the bars do move and the bars will hit the top tube, which again, we don't want that to happen. So that will do for now. Let's move that down. Let's just nip them up ever so slightly. There we are. On that side, ever so slightly. So they can't move now. And I'll just do the same with the shifters as well, just because they are quite loose, and I'm only, like I say, ever so slightly nipping them up until we get the wheels on, because what I want to do is next we're going to get the brake arms on, then the wheels are already set up. So brake arms, what we're using for brake arms, let's have a look what's in the box. Well, we've had a few sets of these now on the channel. I think we're buying up all available stock off the internet, so I really apologise if you ever want a set of these and can't find any. What we've got in here then, that's just a bit of packaging. Let's pull these out nicely. Oh yeah, right. And we should have 2 lots in there, and then we should have all of the bits. Oh, beautiful. Right, so that's all in there. That's all in there. Yep, that's all in there. Let's see. Get one of these out of here. Oh yeah. Shake, 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 Marada. Yeah. Although I guarantee those die comp pads are rock solid, so we're not going to use the die comp pads because this bike will be ridden from time to time, so we want something a little bit stronger. So let's get these on the bike and then we can go to wheels. So while I put these on, I thought I would take the opportunity to say we're doing well on this bike, and the next video will be the bike that you can see behind. We have got now, I'm going to line that up, we've got the bearing kit, so we need to do a full bearing replacement in the S-Works, so we're definitely going to do that. Just pop a bit of copper slip on there as well. So not only are we going to do that video, but Bike Shed Girl's feeling a lot better now. So Bike Shed Girl wants to get in on the action because she says she's also missed you all. I think she just misses taking the mick out of me. But ayo, so definitely keep an eye out for that one. And also go back and have a look at the other orange Prestige that I did and give your thoughts on the finish of this or the finish of kind of like the catalogue spec one, and let me know which one you prefer. So I'll carry on getting these on. Join me back in a second. Well, here we are, the brake arms are on, so let's get on to the conversation of wheels. Now, what other wheels would kind of go with this bike? You know, you could go down the road of like XTR hubs and so on, but we wanted something a bit more pimp, and this is where it goes back to what I said at the beginning, where it's a bit of a resto mod. We're pimping it, it's going to look mint, fresh, you name it. So what we've actually got on is, well, I've got them here. So what we've got is a set of black, it'll probably be easier to show you the front. So we've got a set of black Tie Glide Hope hubs, wherever the logo is, there, looking minty fresh, looking beautiful. And then these are built on Mavic 519 rims, blacked out, look mint. I think the hubs are no old stock. I think one of the rims is no old stock, and then the other one is second hand, I think, off the top of my head. But it's virtually mint, so you could kind of argue it's no old stock because it's mint. New but old, yeah. And then what are we running on there? So there's 2 things here. One, dart and smoke. We love darts and smokes on this channel, and I'm pretty much convinced at this point, if it weren't for the darts and smokes we purchased for these bikes, they might be out of business. No, they wouldn't. I'm messing around on that one. But talking about out of business, cassette. So shuffle the chair for this one.
So generally speaking, cassettes, 9-speed XTR cassette, good luck, don't exist, you're not going to find one. Second hand you might find one, new chain on it, might skip, like bang bang. So other option is an XT one. So we've got a brand new XT hub on there. Now you can't generally find, well you can, there's a few on eBay and places like that, but you're still looking 100 quid plus for a cassette 9-speed XT. Spoke to one of my friends and they basically said you can't order them direct from Shimano either, they're just not available. So yeah, unfortunately no XTR cassette this time, but you never know for the future. Like, other than that, axles, well, skewers. If any of you, I don't often post shorts because I enjoy doing videos more than shorts because you would have seen we actually managed to get hold of a set of titanium hopes. They are absolutely beautiful. Again, finding this stuff in that condition obviously warrants an high price. And it's not all about, on this channel, outdoing every bike that comes on just gets better and better and better. It's all about just appreciating, you know, the older bikes, the new stuff. And for me, it's also about, I generally didn't get to buy this stuff as a kid, or well, I don't get to buy this stuff now. But it's about holding it. I can say I built that bike, I built one of them. Yeah, I've fitted it. I can remember fitting a new group set of that, and you know, it's just those retro 90s vibes. It's amazing. So getting the wheels on, what have we got left after the wheels? We'll get the wheels on, we'll put the chain on, and then once the wheels are on, I can put the bike on the floor, set the levers where they need to be, put the grips on, because they're nice. I think I've only had one set on the channel before, managed to get another set, they're getting rare now as well. And then it's cable set up, done. So bear with me, stick around to the end, because I have got more to say, I like to talk. And yeah, let's get the wheels on. But if you watch my other videos, you'll know that I call the ODI attack grips dildo pedals. No, I don't. I call them dildo grips. Anyway, yeah, ODI, comfort, grips, really nice. Gives you that retro vibe as well. So we're going to get these on now because I've just put the wheels in, so they're nicely seated in, and I want to kind of get the grips on so I can set obviously the levers and so on. And then I thought, while I'm here and the bike's down flat, I'll also put the saddle on as well. And of course, just like the tyres, we're going to go with a nice titanium flight saddle. So I'll bang that on as well. And then go from there. So let's get these grips on. Whoop. Alright, first off, I'm going to need to move them levers and shifters up just a smidge. Don't want to move them too far up because I don't want to leave any kind of clamping marks or anything like that on the bars. So I'll leave them slightly loose. I've also put some on the top tube as well, just in case the bars decide to just move on their own and spin around. Although the stem's tight, but you never know, if I knock the wheel, I don't want that to go ding and then there's a paint chip. No siree. Bit of alcohol cleaner, just gets the grips going on a lot easier. Slap down the handlebar, and then it's come out the it's come out the other end. Get them on, and then get the ODI logo, so it's straight. Oh yeah, well, there's one. There's one. Oh, it smells in here now of alcohol cleaner. Bit more on there, tiny bit on there. Bish bash bosh. Then oh, yep, get them lined up. Bit straighter. Oh, they feel amazing, they do. Well, now we can basically get all of this aligned. I like to leave just a little gap between where the brake lever is and the actual grip, because I don't want it to, I like to move it in just a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so I get these lined up, I get the saddle on. What's left after that? Oh, chain, pedals, cables, change the brake pads. Yeah, let's do some more. Well, here we are. We're actually rattling through this pretty quick. She looks absolutely sexy. Yeah, just want to show you. I did what I've done on a few bikes now when fitting the shark fin. I think that just looks really tidy, and obviously protects the paintwork from any potential rubbing from the actual zip ties and so on. So that's looking nice. That crank is beautiful. The actual yeah, that sounds nice. Right, other than the chain and pedals, other than that, it's cables. So let's get some other bits done. Yeah, really happy with that. God damn, she's beautiful. Well, in terms of chain, we are going, well, we've gone for a nice gold KMC chain. I think it'll add just that little bit of bling to it and just make it really stand out and pop. So that can go on. Oh yeah. And again, making sure I'm being careful not to scratch anything. Yeah, that's going to look amazing. That is going to look amazing. Is it called a resto mod? Like, obviously resto, restoration, modification, maybe. There's nothing really modern. Well, I guess the jockey wheels are quite a little bit modern, and to be fair, that's not going to look too bad. Right, I'm going to leave the chain full length for now, because I reckon that will just be about just there. When you go big to big, I'll double check the linkage, but that's not looking too bad. Right, pedals, so I'm going to click that together in a minute. We are going for just a really nice set of Hopes, super grippy, quite nice, match jockey wheels. We have got Hope tie glide hubs, we've got Hope titanium skewers. Nearly on cables. Back again. I'm back again. I'm back again. Oh. Right, so jumped ahead on the build a little bit because realised I was falling behind time, and yeah, so this is where we are. Oh, she's beautiful.
So got the gear cables in. They're running absolutely lovely on there. So that's great. Got all the brakes wired up. If I can use the little Diacomp hangers, looking nice and shiny. And then pimped it out with a few little gold touches on them, same as the little one for the front mech, and then the same as the little one for the rear mech. So that's looking nice. Shark fin is already on, that's done. Gears are all set up. Cables, I kind of made it so the cables kind of like whoop whoop whoop. I kind of just wanted it free so it was like nice and smooth. Yeah, I was really happy. I was over the moon with my cable cutting on that one. And then got, as always, loads of donuts because we like the donuts. And then all the stem, and obviously I've already got the them on. And then front brake also running absolutely mint as well. These brakes, the 987s, are super easy because you actually have like an adjuster bolt there. So you slacken the bolt off there, put tension on with a cone spanner, 13mm cone spanner, and then nip up that. And then that is what kind of gives you the tension. I'll line that up straight. So all in all, everything is running absolutely like new. And the last little thing I'm going to get on is new bottle cage. We've got a cage. Right, let me find the cage. Right, I found the cage. This weighs absolutely nothing. Anyway, so we've got a king cage, titanium. I love the shape of that. And the thing that I prefer with the king cages to like the wolf tooth titanium ones is where it's actually welded. We're talking about bottle cages now, but they do it just on that mount there. So like when you're looking down on it, you don't actually see the joins in the titanium. Really like that. So we're going to get that on, and then this is another one done. I don't know what else to say other than that. Not a cheap build. Would I have this bike? I would absolutely love to own this bike. I can't afford it. If you've got any guesses, how much? Because we did a rough, me and my friend, we did a rough kind of estimate of how much these parts was for him and how much they are to buy online, and then taking every part of the bike into account, as in if you went on eBay or you went anywhere to get the parts, the cost of it. So we have got, and like we've been conservative on a lot of the prices, but then obviously with bikes like this you have to take in obviously the rarity of the parts. Obviously that asks for more money, but then it's not just the rarity, it's the condition. So if it looks brand spanking new, you're going to be paying a little bit more. So drop down in the comments what you think the overall cost of this entire build is, and if someone gets remotely close, I'll just tell you. Or if no one gets close or no one's got kind of an idea, then you'll have to wait until the weekend until we jump on the S-Works, because with the next video I'm doing is a full bearing replacement on that. That's full strip out of all the pivots, bearings, press them all in. I get to use my couple of tools I haven't used in a while, so that'll be a nice change. And I'll let you know on that video. And Bike Shed Girl will be back for that video because she said she is going to jump in on that one as well, because it's going to be a bit fiddly with camera angles. So she was like, I've got you. I was like, oh, thank you. On that note, yeah, I'm going to put the bottle cage on, and then I'm going to throw her outside. Well, I'm not going to throw her, but I'm going to take her outside
and do one kind of like last visual camera shot around. And yeah, got this far. As always, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there because it's dangerous. Wear an helmet, and see you at the weekend for the S Works pivot bearing video. See you.